Yeah, it's your boy Crypto Blood, and welcome to another episode of My Two Satoshis. It is October 18th, 2018. Let me give a shout out to my man V Massa for this J Dilla D-Town classic. Won't do. J Dilla was a very profound hip-hop artist from Detroit, man. He's produced a lot of beats for Common, Kanye, many artists that you know well. So shout out to V Massa for that song request, and rest in peace J Dilla. What's good, people? Hope you guys are doing all right today. On today's episode, we're gonna talk about two things, but before I do that, do you guys remember about 3 weeks ago I did a review of a company called Callisto? I don't know if you guys actually watched that sponsored video, but since that video, guys, Callisto, I'm gonna pull it up really quickly. Callisto was up over 200%. I think it's pulled back a little bit. Yeah, almost 200%. I did that video around September 28th, and it was at just about half a penny, and its high was penny and a half, just about. I think I even saw it at like almost 2 cents at one point, but it's currently at about a penny. It's up over 100% in this bear market, which is crazy. And the reason why I told you guys, like, look, you should look into this, is because they're shifting and starting their staking aspect of their protocol, where you're going to be able to earn money from staking those tokens. So I'm like, I told you guys then, I'm like, this is probably going to go up right before they launch that. And I think they're launching it very soon. Can't remember if it's November or the end of this month. I can't remember, but yeah, check it out, Callisto.network. If you didn't see the video, go ahead and check that video out. I just wanted to let you guys know that I didn't even know this, but yeah, this thing went up 100 and almost 200%. It's up 100% since I did the video though. But today, people, we're gonna be talking about another headline out of the Tron camp. Justin Sun just doing, man, that guy is an animal. He is actually just partnered with one of the biggest companies in China. We're going to take a look at that. This company is really like what Google is to Western world. This company is to China. That company I'm talking about is Baidu. And we're going to read this article pertaining to Tron doing some type of partnership with Baidu. And then secondly, Bitcoin CME futures, the volume has crept up about 45%. We're going to look at that, see how that may play into things. I told you guys before, I don't see any direct correlation with Bitcoin futures and spot price of Bitcoin, simply because the futures don't settle in Bitcoin. It doesn't settle in the underlying asset. It can only settle in cash. Therefore, neither the individual or the exchange need Bitcoin ever. It's just a strictly bet on prices, cash settlement only. So we'll again still look at that, because I think at some point you will see more cash or Bitcoin settled futures, and that will definitely have direct impact on the spot price of Bitcoin. But we'll read that article and see what's going on with that. First, let's take a look at that market cap. We're at 219 billion. We've come down a little bit. Bitcoin's dominance has crept up a little bit, 53.9%, and we're flatline, guys. I was looking at the chart earlier, just straight flatline right now. Again, I'm still bearish. I am still bearish. Unfortunately, if we don't see any price action above 6,600, it's a no-go for me. So I'll keep you guys updated if I see any changes. But the first article is that Bitcoin futures article. It says here, CME Bitcoin futures volume soars 41%. It says here, as investors speculate when Bitcoin will bottom and reverse course, a recently released CME report shows Bitcoin futures daily trading volume is up over 41% in Q3. It says here, the bear market is still a reality, but investors are steadily making moves behind the curtain. A new report from the CME, which is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, shows that Bitcoin futures trading at the exchange have continuously risen throughout Q3, and the average daily volume of Bitcoin futures increased by 41% over Q2 and Q3. So here's the chart here, and the blue bar there is average daily volume. So that's what they're talking about from Q2 they had an average daily of 35.77. So that's 3,500 contracts, right? So each contract is actually 5 Bitcoin. So to know the amount of volume, you would just times that by 5 Bitcoin. And so in Q3, we have 5,000 contracts being traded on an average daily volume. Wow, that is a big bump in activity there. But as I told you guys, you know, these futures don't settle in Bitcoin, in the underlying asset. So the exchange doesn't have any liability there if there's a person that's going short or even going long. You know, the exchange doesn't have to go out into the open market and buy Bitcoin to actually give to that person if they want delivery at the expiration of that contract. It's only cash for the expiration. So I personally don't see much of an influence, and no one's really looking at the futures price at the moment. But I think eventually it will mature and will have a greater impact on the price of Bitcoin for sure. But I say we're about 2 or 3 years out from that. The report also showed that the number of open contracts rose by 19% in Q3, and that's the blue bar there. When comparing Q3 and Q2, one can discern slower growth in trading dynamics. However, this could come as no surprise since the majority of the year has been in the grips of the vicious bear market. In July, the CME released a similar report showing a significant increase in futures trading throughout Q2. Average daily volume and open contracts had risen by 93% and 58% respectively compared to Q1. And then it says here, there's no future for altcoins. A report by Bloomberg, meanwhile, states that the CME has no plans to introduce additional cryptocurrency futures, as they prefer to continue analyzing Bitcoin futures. Bitcoin futures have been a controversial topic, as some believe they helped to stabilize Bitcoin as it approached extreme bubble territory in December of 2017. And others are convinced that BTC futures are directly responsible for the 2018 cryptocurrency bear market, as they provided crypto whales and institutional investors with the opportunity to short Bitcoin. Even the Federal Reserve of San Francisco suggested that the subsequent fall in the price after the Bitcoin futures launch does not appear to be coincidental. I definitely disagree with that wholeheartedly. This 2018 bear market is simply because we've gone up 1,800, 1,300, and in some cases even like 5,000% in 2017. So no, this is not, it has nothing to do with that. You know what I mean? Like, there weren't futures back in 2014 through 15, and we saw a crazy run up in 13 into 14, and then we had a resting period. That's what you go through. These are market cycles, in my opinion, guys. This has nothing to do with Bitcoin future. The volume doesn't even compare to what the spot price of Bitcoin is doing anyway. And again, lastly, these futures are settled in cash, so it's completely irrelevant, and this is all gambling on the futures side. Meanwhile, eToro senior market analyst Maddie Greenspan, who's been rather bullish as of late, sarcastically called the rising volume a shocker. There you have it. Like I said, at some point futures will have a more meaningful impact on Bitcoin, the spot price of Bitcoin, what you and I trade and hold every day. Just not yet, you know. I think that even the ETF, that the one that everyone's really waiting on, that will have a meaningful impact on Bitcoin as well, because that is the one ETF that is actually backed by Bitcoin. It's they have to hold the same amount of Bitcoin. So that's going to have a direct impact as well. So you guys let me know your thoughts about that. What does this mean? Like, what does a 50 or 41% increase in volume of Bitcoin futures mean to you guys? Does that mean that just the appetite to be more speculative is coming back? And hence, do you think that will translate into people actually going out and buying Bitcoin? You guys let me know. This is deadly low volume in Bitcoin, and something has to happen, and the move is going to be very violent when it does happen. So on to the next article out of Zai Crypto. Tron, again, Justin's son, he's doing his thing, guys. Justin's son confirms partnership with Baidu, and it's not really a partnership. All right, let's take a look at this. Following TRX's recent impeccable market performance, speculations emerged that it was due to a major undisclosed partnership. Egged on with the rumor mill, founder and CEO Justin Sun disclosed to his Twitter followers that they would be partnering with a major industry player to bring more efficient services to users' doorsteps. He disclosed the deal would be worth tens of billions in USD and challenging his followers to guess who the partner would be. Goes on to say here, many tweets speculated that the tech giant Alibaba was the likely partner following the current wave of success it was riding. The company, however, has a $400 billion market cap, which is in disparity with the hint dropped by Justin Sun of the partnering grossing in the region of the tens of billions. However, other members of the Tron community on Twitter decried the hype, alluding to the current volatility in the crypto market. Justin Sun took to Twitter on October 18th to respond to members of the TRX community while also making a major revelation of the intended partnership. He revealed on Twitter that TRX, the native organization of the world's 11th biggest cryptocurrency, would be partnering with Baidu, China's biggest internet provider. According to the CEO, the partnership is geared towards enhancing blockchain solutions through cloud computing resources, which will in turn increase accessibility to users and small market enterprises. Not a direct partnership though. It says reports, however, indicate the partnership is not a direct agreement to work on blockchain technology, but to consolidate support from cloud computing resources. The latter will be used to build and debug products and applications on the blockchain. Speaking on the partnership, Baidu on their part lauded it, saying that it will go a long way in propelling forward explorations in the field of blockchain. The giant search engine rivaling Google and leading internet provider is looking to try its hand in the blockchain sector in the future, starting with the blockchain commercialization super partner program 1.0. It will work on a better ecosystem for the blockchain technology for the world in partnerships with several commercial organizations. So, I mean, it's kind of a partnership, but not really. But you got to give it to Justin Sun, man. This guy is making waves. He's pushing the envelope. He's always looking for new partnerships. Man, your favorite crypto ain't doing that. Not like Justin Sun. Sorry to put that to you. I need to buy some more Tron for sure. I think they actually had they have a game they just released as well. I think it's like a rolling the dice game. I still think EOS has some of the best games out there for blockchain. I think Monster EOS is one of them. They're a fully like 3D game on the blockchain, which is crazy. And if you look at DApp Radar, EOS is definitely still top for any dApps. Like on the dApps that are using or being used the most, they're all on the EOS blockchain at this moment. So kudos to Tron making headway there. But let me know your thoughts about this pseudo partnership that Tron, Justin Sun has done with Baidu. It's a step in the right direction. You're probably getting their feet wet, seeing how it works, and you know, kind of take it from there. But you guys let me know your thoughts on both of these topics. Also, that Callisto, go check that out. I think you still have time, if I'm not mistaken, to buy some of those tokens before the switch over. It may be too late, I'm not sure. I just know I saw that and I'm like, man, this thing has gone up over 140% since I talked about it. But that's pretty much it for today, ladies and gents. Thanks to my man V Massive for that song request. My two Satoshis, guys. October 18th, 2018. It's your boy Crypto Blood. I'm out.